Hello, you are listening to the Hardcore Record, Episode 2. Today is Volume 1 of a series called Two Vinyl Nerds. I will be speaking with Mark about vinyl and what the music means. Mark, good afternoon. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Elliot?
No, not much. All right, so let's get right into this one.
Let's do it, man. I'm super excited, actually.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you and I, just a little background. You and I met. I think I met you in second grade. We had
Yeah, a long time ago.
yeah, long time
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah.
just a little background information.
Yeah. We go back pretty far. I was going to say fifth grade because, I remember us being together in Mrs. Gallagher's class. But if it's gone back before that, you probably have a better memory than I do.
Oh
So,
no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, because you and Chris would constantly get in trouble for laughing the whole time in class.
laugh attacks. That's all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was an instigator. He always. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
all
right.
right. So, what person or band or whatever influenced you first in
Yeah.
hardcore?
So, what band or person influenced me in hardcore first? I would say for the very, very start of where like underground kind of punk rock started for me was with Face to Face's album Big Choice in 1995. That's
Nice.
where it
That's a
really,
good one.
really, yeah, that's like or that's like the genesis of everything. Like I was just coming out of like a metal phase, listening to a lot of heavier bands like Carcass and Cannibal Corpse, Napalm Death, and Obituary, Ode to Joe Pezza, kind of.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, absolutely.
and then and then and then like in '95, my brother took me to a record store in New Jersey, Vintage Vinyl. Back in the old location, I don't even know where it actually was, but anyway, he took
Fords.
me into Vintage Vinyl, and he actually kept me home from school. And I ditched school that day to go to Vintage Vinyl, and I saw I didn't have any like context for who this band was, like it was just something, a CD that I saw. It looked very captivating to me, and like it was very gravitating to me. Uh, so I purchased it, and that was the start of punk rock.
Yeah, man, that's the thing about back then when you just go to the record store.
Hmm.
John and I used to save up like $100, go up to Vintage
Hmm.
Vinyl. If anyone
Yeah,
doesn't know, that was in Fords, New Jersey, and buy 9 albums in
yeah.
one day, and just listen to them on the way home. And you just picked them out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know what they sounded like, and
Nope. Had no
probably about
context.
98% of the time they were pretty good too. You
Yeah.
you ended up liking it, and it was all word of
Yes.
mouth, you know.
And then
Um,
like from a certain band, you would look into it. They're like thank you notes and linear notes to find like other like-minded bands, perhaps.
yeah,
So
I forgot
like
about
Face to
that.
Face wants to thank, and then you start to find out about all these other movement from like Southern California that you're like, oh, if this band likes this band, then chances are then they're probably cool too. So.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, is there Face to Face was your starter, so it definitely has meaning to you.
Absolutely.
What band has more meaning to you now?
Oh wow. It's funny you said that because I just listened to Face to Face, Don't Turn Away, last week, and like I found myself like really resonating still with some of the songs, like A Thousand Times and Not Afraid of You and Pastel, um, and just really like, you know what, this is still really good. Like, yes, it wasn't Face to Face Big Choice, it's Face to Face Don't Turn Away,
Mhm.
but it's still good. Like it's still, to me, it still holds up. um I don't know if all of the lyrical content's still relevant to me at this stage of life, um but I can remember like who I was and where I was based off of the music, like as if to suggest like the music not only is good but also serves as like a soundtrack for me, like in life. And I think there's parts of me that still resonate. So, like punk
Face to
rock
Face for
today.
me. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, Face to Face for
Oh,
me
no,
is
no, no,
like
no, no. Let's say on Face to Face.
yeah, but they're like a veil for me too. Like every album, every song, I
Yeah.
love. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
Don't even dislike any of it at all.
Yeah. 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 I can't say the same for Face to Face. I know there was a couple albums I thought were kind of clunkers. And that they were not like a band that like I didn't follow them for their catalog. Um, but definitely those like first three albums were like the ones that really like stuck out for me. So like Don't Turn Away, Big Choice, and then Self Entitled one when we were seniors in high school.
Gotcha.
And I think that those three were really special to me.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite
Anyway,
band
yeah.
What's your favorite band to listen to now today?
Today, favorite band to listen to today, as far as like any genre at all, or
Oh, yeah,
punk
any
rock.
genre. Like
Okay,
over like the last few weeks or last month, like what?
sure. Where I went back into a time capsule, I listened to Ducky Boys last week.
Oh,
They had a really good album. That they really swung for the fences with. It's called Three Chords and the Truth. It's the album that came out after like a long gap of them not making music and kind of transitioning over from like street punk oi to more kind of like street punk rock and roll.
yeah.
Um,
I remember
and
you pushed that album on me a lot. I
yeah,
liked
it
it.
was
I
like,
liked it, but you always talked
yeah,
about it. You never
I
stopped
know
talking about it. It's good.
it's like known as their white album, I guess, because it has a white cover, and they really went into like a really big studio and they really tried to capture a really good sound. And I listened to it, and there were still a couple of tracks where I was like, yeah, this album's really still good, and I really like this. Um, Currently, for me, I'm really into. There's this Christian hardcore metal band that I really like from Connecticut, and they're called Life in Your Way. Um, they have kind of like tie-ins to like with Honor from like New England and stuff. Just really into them currently. Uh, and then I'm listening to a little bit of Christian metal. There's a band called Living Sacrifice that I really like. Never really cared for a lot of metal stuff like that, but they're just really sticking with me currently. Yeah. What about you? Where are you at, like in the realm of music? Um,
I am
where,
floating
where are
all
you at?
around lately. I started streaming music
Uh
um,
huh.
on Apple Music, but uh, as of today,
Yeah.
right
Like
now,
like after the podcast, what are you going to go play?
I mainly only listen to music at work, too
Gotcha.
much because if you play something wrong around the kids, they just don't want to hear it. But anyway,
True. Yeah.
um, there's a band called the Drowns. They are really, really good rock and roll, working class, like oi rock and roll.
That's
Um,
cool.
and then there's a show actually next week between the Drowns and then this guy named Michael Caine in the Morning Afters. Just some more rock
Yes,
and
they
roll.
are. They are very, very cool. Michael Caine and the Morning
Okay,
Afters.
yeah, I love that broke but not broken album. Oh man, thing is
Yeah,
so good.
check for some of the tinges of like Mark Lind and the Ducky Boys. I think he had his hand in that album and with that band. I think he's
Oh,
really trying to push that band.
oh, that's great.
Yeah,
You don't get the liner notes. It's hard to dig through
yeah, I
everything
know. Yeah.
anymore. Which is annoying, but
Hmm.
you know, whatever. Um, yeah, it's just one thing after another, though. I still like a lot of the screamo core stuff that I've been listening to, and I guess a lot of the shows I go to anymore is a lot of scream core stuff.
Okay,
It's only like 20 people there lately, so that's been a lot of fun lately. Um,
that's awesome, man.
yeah, so let's get into vinyl.
All right. Well, hold on. Hold on. Why don't, can we talk about something else?
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about the person that really influenced me first for like finding punk rock and underground music.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you. You, man. Yeah, you like turned me on to a lot of really, really good music over the years. Yeah, I think like for me, it was like I think like everybody's like you know, gateway drug, like that like gateway punk rock band for me was probably Operation Ivy, and you turned me on to them. So,
Oh
um,
yeah.
yeah, that was like when we were. Well, I was a junior in high school at the time, and you turned me on to that band, and that like really set the stage for like yes, I had already liked Face to Face and other bands, but Operation Ivy was just something for me that was just very very different. It was very raw. It was very like it was aged, but it still held up to me. Yeah. And so I think like over the years, I think you've done a really good job with just turning me on to a lot of great bands, dude. So
Yeah, that's cool. Operation Ivy is definitely one that stands the test of time. Um,
absolutely.
um, and then what did it for me was
Hmm.
my older sister.
Yeah.
I stole 3 records from her,
Uh huh.
and it was a band called Shift. The album's called Pathos. It was off of Equal
Okay.
Vision Records. It was like an EP. So that got me more into a different style hardcore female singer. And then it was
Okay.
this is all on vinyl. And then 7 seconds alt.music.hardcore. Back when
Yes.
like
Yeah.
like
Yes.
all that stuff. It had a compilation of like all their early 7 inches and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
then the infamous one for me was like the Avail live at the King's Head Inn 10 inch.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, those 3 records were the first 3 records that
That's such a good albums.
set me into it.
That's so good.
Um, and then it just all took off from there.
Yeah. That's so good, man. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember you talking to me about Shift a little bit. And I know you had like there was like a band that I remember you talking about, like Mineral
Oh yeah.
and there was this like this really obscure band that you used to like, and I thought I had a copy of it on CD or on tape, and I always wanted it, but I found out I never actually got it from you. It was a band called Sandkicker.
Oh yeah.
Remember
That
that name?
yeah. I tried to look them up not that long ago because
Oh man, I always wanted a copy of that from you, man.
I do still have it because I have it on yeah I have it on CD.
CD, yeah.
It was a 3 song EP,
Mhm.
and that was it. It was the and
Mhm.
yeah, that album.
Yeah.
You
And
just find those bands that just put out
uh huh.
like just like an oddball release out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and it still holds true to you, and then but nobody knows who they are. You know?
Yeah. It like kind of also makes me think of like there was two other bands that you got me really into. Uh, Has Friends Rust was one of them. All
Yeah.
Chrome, and then
All Chrome was great. I didn't tell
yeah.
you so. Um, from a fan base here, obviously,
Uh-huh.
but um, oh, geez, who's the band? Well, Wilhelm Scream played up here in New Bedford recently,
Okay.
and All Chrome opened up for him. And apparently, All Chrome is from New
Whoa.
Bedford. So
I
I
didn't know
got to
that.
see All Chrome after all these years of liking a band, and it
Wow,
just
that's
like
so
popped
cool.
up like
I
on my
didn't know
feed,
that.
on my social media feed, and then like there it was.
Uh
I'm
huh.
like, oh my gosh, I'm going to this show, you know.
That's so cool, man. I love
Um,
that.
but that's what I love
And
about all
they're
this. Still, even
yeah.
getting older and just going to shows
Hmm.
still and enjoying the music. The guys up there or girls, whoever, it's all
Yeah.
they're all just as old as us, and still
Yeah.
enjoying it. Yeah,
So cool. Can you maybe indulge me for one more second, and then we can move on to the next question?
sure.
All right, cool. There was one more band that you got me really into. They had a very hot water music ish sound, and I've only heard from one album from them, and I forget the name of the band. It wasn't great, but it was like when we were like 22 or 23, and you turned me on to this band, and they had like a very, very, very hot water music ish sound, maybe
Was it
more raw.
Leatherface or Tomorrow?
No, 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 no. Nothing that they've never had like a split with them. I don't think they have any correlation to the band, but I think they were like a little bit younger than Hot Water Music, but definitely encapsulated that kind of Hot Water Music ish
They have
sound.
a female singer.
Nah, it was a male singer.
Wow.
man, and I really liked them. It wasn't discount, but maybe if you're thinking discount, uh,
Yeah, we'll probably remember
but
like in 2 weeks.
wow, maybe it was a band that began with a K.
Cover? No.
Yes,
Yeah, was it them?
yes,
I
them,
haven't listened
yes,
to them in a long time.
man,
I
they
don't
were
know much about
so.
that band. Yeah, but that
No,
was
no, I
good.
never. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I never dug a lot about them, or I never dug like into finding out about the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
it
what I
was
meant.
just that one album that I really loved. I thought it was so good. Um, yeah, it really struck me really well as that band that I used to listen to in the car for like long trips from like Providence back home to New Jersey, basically, and that
Oh,
was
wow, that's
one of the
cool. I didn't
albums.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry. Thank you. I'm the king of tangents. So here we go.
That's absolutely fine, man. That's what this is. Just, two dudes talking about music.
That's right.
Um, so I
Piece
don't
of
even
vinyl.
think I really know this answer to this question, but
Huh.
when did you first start collecting vinyl?
Oh, I
I mean,
love
back
this.
in the day,
Yes.
yeah, records
Yeah.
were around, but
Yeah.
when did it really like hit you?
Yeah. So I'll go back to go forward. I started collecting records probably around the same time as you. No, maybe after you. But I was 18, and my first record that I ever got was the name of a Cocksparrow live album. It was on 10-inch. And I can't remember the name of the album, but it had like a bottle of booze on it that had like a superimposed Cocksparrow logo on it. And it like
Oh,
obviously there
nice.
is no booze that's named after Cocksparrow, but like it was a 10-inch, and it was live, and that was the first record that I ever owned. That and I grabbed a couple 7-inches off of like a local VFW punk rock show from like Worthless and the Bomb Squadron and
Oh,
like
that band used to
and
play all over New Jersey, the
yeah
Bomb
and like
Squadron.
Blank 77. Those were some of like the first pieces of vinyl like I've ever received. Maybe it was like Bloody Sunday or Sunday Bloody Sun or no, that's a U2 song, but like it had to do with the title of the Cocksparrow live album was something to do with the word bloody, like bloody something, I don't know. And it was like and then also it was like the Oi compilation, like volume 2 or something like that from like the UK. When I was like big into like Cockspar, Cockney Rejects, The Addicts, Sham 69, all that like third wave Oi.
Yeah, that early stuff. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that
see if I
that
can.
like stuff like Peter and the Test Tube Babies and I already said Cockney Rejects, but all that stuff like really super resonated with me. I really liked that. Like I know we weren't like alive and well in that movement, but it was like that stuff from like the 80s was like really cool for me. But like when did vinyl take off for me? I was in Providence at the time living, and you had turned me on to No Idea Records and Hot Water Music, and that's where it really started. So
That kind
uh
of makes sense because if you
yeah,
think about
it
it, like No
was
Idea just started doing pressings after pressings, and then,
yeah,
you know, so
it
then
was like
you
it
were,
was 1999 or the year was it was either 99 or 2000, like flat 2000 when
yeah.
I started to do a lot of mail order with like No Idea, picking up like Fuel for the Hate Game uh and also Rumble Seats 7 inches and stuff, and that just like
Oh, yeah. I still don't have
it
the
that
fourth one. I still only have three of them.
had them all,
I
sold them
haven't
all,
really tried to look for it either, but
man.
I need to, you know.
Uh yeah, that's gonna lead us to like a question down the road, like the ones that I regret. Yikes, we could probably spend an hour on that question
Yeah.
alone.
Um, that
Yeah.
is the next question. So,
Oh no. So hold on. What about for you though? What was that like for you when you really knew like that vinyl was like the thing for you?
um, I have to say, I always collected vinyl. Like going to shows at the
Okay.
VFW hall with for the friends of my older sister would take me to a lot of
Uh huh.
shows like that, and it was always like you'd go to the VFW hall and everybody had like a 7 inch
Sure.
with like 3 songs, 4 songs, or whatever. So you
Yep.
would buy the 7 inch, and I think when like Joe started making fun of me, be like, "Yo, bro, I just got this like pink green
Oh,
vinyl,"
I remember he used to do that to us,
yeah,
man.
and
Yeah, that's
and I'm
weird.
like, and I was like, "Oh, there is some
Yeah.
truth to this," because I would come down the stairs when I lived with them, and
Uh-huh.
I'd be like, "Yo, check this out," and he'd just give me a
Yeah.
look, and he really wouldn't care, but he would entertain it.
You were
Um,
speaking in the wrong audience, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I think like
Joe,
years
Joe
into
doesn't
it,
care.
it just kind of stuck with me, and then that's when I really really
Yeah,
enjoyed buying the records, and I still
absolutely.
like I don't like buying. I only like buying records, um, and then
Mhm.
streaming music. So the idea for me to more
Yeah.
so stream music was so I could have more money to buy actual records, um, which is a lot easier and more
Okay.
fun. And
Yeah,
but
that's fun.
more I pick and choose what I buy now.
Okay.
I don't just go crazy and buy anything. But the last record I just bought was that Drowns album, which you really should listen to that
Yeah,
because that's just one hell of a rock and roll album. That thing
that's
just
cool, man.
wails.
I
So
love that.
yeah. Um, how about we'll hold off on the regret since
All
it's
right.
like
Phew.
it might be
Good.
a sting to you. But
Ah,
we'll
I
go
know.
to like maybe like a piece of vinyl you always wanted to have, you just never got your hands on.
Yeah, the white whale.
Yeah, your white whale.
My,
You did have
my
a white whale though. You
I
might
had many
regret going
white
with it.
whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely did, and yeah, man, I definitely let go of it. So, uh, I guess like the white whales for me, like back in the day, were like Gorilla Biscuits. Start Today on purple vinyl. That was
Mm.
one that I was always hot on. Got it. And then Hot Water Music, Fuel for the Hate Game, Holstein Cow. That's
But
about
that
it.
was never like an actual press, right? Was it like a mistake at the pressing plant or no?
So, great question. So, what happened is that Holstein Cow was created, uh, but it wasn't intentional. But that's how they kind of ended up. It was 100 of them. But oddly enough, what happened was is they actually had another misfire or like a mispress of Black and White Split that they only made 50 of.
Okay.
And the legend has it is that Chris Wallard was in the No Idea warehouse and he found a box of them. And he was like, "What are these?" And VAR was like, "Oh, those are the ones that they never sold because there was only 50 of them." But that's like the rarest color combination of Hot Water Music Fuel for the Hate Game.
Oh wow. And you
True story.
had one of the Holstein
I
cows.
did have one, and
Yeah.
I,
We don't need to talk about
I had a black and white split one too.
Oh wow. But and you've
Yeah, I
sold
had
both
got
of
my
them?
hands on it. I had them both, and they were both from Toy Box Records. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah,
But they're no more in your possession, right?
negative.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
So
I have I have one like that, so I'll
okay,
sympathize with you.
uh
So
huh,
yeah, a while back, I think like Stephanie and I both lost our jobs, so I sold some records. But
yeah,
there was a Botch, We Are the Romans, Double Gatefold
yeah.
album, and absolutely love that album. It killed me to sell it, but I really needed like the $100 at that time, and I
I
sold it
hear
for
you.
that. And then
Yeah.
I almost
How
bought it
about
again.
okay?
Um, I found it on the sidewalk. A street vendor on the sidewalk at the fest when I went down to the fest a couple years ago was selling it for like $150. Um,
Did you do it?
no, no, I felt very nervous. I felt very nervous whipping out $150 on the street and then having to walk back to the hotel with like $150 record.
Bro,
Um, but
I would have done.
I was like, I had other records in my hand too, and I had one for my wife, and I didn't want to put that down, and because I would have had to make the choice.
Yeah.
So, um,
So like currently, are there any white whales for you currently?
um, I do have some I've always wanted. I do have a
Okay.
list. Off that list, Jawbreaker, 24-hour revenge therapy.
Okay.
I actually saw that at a flea market one time, and I did not have the money, and that was like $50 or something. But we didn't have any cash. We just swung into the flea market on the fly. Um, but And then I've always wanted Sheer Terror put out an old 10-inch called Old New Borrowed in Blue,
I
and it just
remember
had
that
a
one.
really
Yeah,
eclectic mix of their songs on it. And I
I
absolutely
remember that
love
one.
that album. Um,
That's so good.
and then I still want um, Colesk split with Napalm Death 7-inch.
You've been looking for that for like years, man. You still never
Yeah, I
found
just
one?
never pulled the trigger. You find it from time to time, but I
Yeah.
just never pulled the trigger on it. But Joe fucking had it.
Man.
Um, and it like drove me nuts, that he had it. And I was like, "Why do you have this?" I'm like, "Give it to me. It's a record. I think it was a record, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So it's
um,
like current white whale for me. I think I've got four actually. I actually pulled up my list from Discogs.
okay,
For me, it's Holy Name has a self-entitled album, and they had a mispress. Something that came out of the factory was called a white shadow. It was supposed to be like a white and black, like a mixture of something. But before they got the color combo right, a lot of the black dissipated and it was mostly white with like the shade of gray in it. And the
uh,
pressing plant told the record label, like, hey, there's 40 of these that got kind of botched up and screwed up. It's not black and white. It's mostly white with like a tinge of gray in it. And there was 40 of them. And so the record came sealed and they didn't give him to the label. So the label never knew. So it's like this like elusive variant that we're not even sure if really even exists. But allegedly there's 40 of them. And I would love to get my hands on one of them.
that's
Yeah,
so funny.
I know. And then another white whale would be from Strong Arm. The album is called Advent of a Miracle, and same similar process. They were doing like this mixed variation, and the label decided to like make a variant out of it. Uh, there was like 15 that were on like this clear green with some color that was kind of woven through it. Um, and so what the label did when they got them, they're like, well, let's actually separate these, and we'll actually number these 1 from 15. And so there's 15 of those puppies out there somewhere, and I would love to get my hands on one of those. So
Oh, right on.
yeah. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah, good stuff.
indeed.
So you and I, yeah, there's that House on Fire 7-inch that they did.
Still got it.
Yeah, well, yeah, our names are on it, and
Yeah, yeah. If we can't
but
get rid of it,
how many were made? Like 10 with a metal cover,
seven.
right? 7 with a
Yep,
metal cover.
seven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, every time I go into the 7-inch collection, I have to be careful. That thing cut you.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
he did not like polish the cut on that at all. It's all
Oh
jagged.
no, they're not smoothed out.
It's like if you're wanting tetanus, go ahead and pick that
Yeah,
7 up.
yeah. I can't put that one alphabetically. That one has to stay off like
Yeah,
in the
no,
back.
no, yeah, yeah. Mine
Where you
always goes
don't
in the
go.
back too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Might
I
as
don't
well
want
just
my
put it in the
daughters getting
frame
it,
and leave
like
it
getting
somewhere.
it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Don't touch that one. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah. Um, you have any like crazy die cut records, like oddball shapes?
I think the two that I used to have. Well, actually, I still have Ruinations, like weird 5 inch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the shape of the
uh,
USA.
yeah,
I didn't know you had that too. I have
yeah,
that.
yeah. It came off of what Surprise Attack Records or something like that, or
I don't
it was
remember.
like a Canadian label, I think.
Yeah,
Because
and
because
it's
it's
clear,
like ruin.
and in the
Yeah.
background's just fire.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yep.
so the
Yeah.
USA is on fire.
I I
Yeah,
I I still have that. But I used to have like die cut Chuck Reagan's. I forgot the name of the album, but it was like in the shape of like or a saw blade or something like that. Or it was like a axe and it was kind of something weird looking, but I don't really care for them too much. I don't think. What about
what the
you?
die cut ones?
Yeah.
They're neat if you have them, but I mean, I don't go chasing them down,
Nah, me
But
neither,
like,
man.
I have
Huh.
Colesk, right? I think like towards the end of a lot of that era with them. they did a thing where I think there was 10 different shapes and like 100 copies each, and a bunch of like, and it was put out by different labels. I think I'd have to look all
Uh-huh.
this up again, but I have it was like their first demo that they pressed on all these different shapes. I
Yeah.
have a yellow egg shaped one. But when it
That's wild,
spins, you're
man.
like, it kind of makes you dizzy because you're just like, stop, like you don't want it, you think something's wrong with it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and I think it was they put them out, and I think the word was too at that time they didn't want people buying like a whole bunch of them. They wanted to spread it out to one per
All right. All right.
person, just like that House on
Yeah.
Fire thing. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that one's pretty neat too.
That's awesome, man.
But I
Yep.
love 10
Yep.
inches. Like I
Yeah, I
like
know.
if I
Yeah, I know you
when
like 10 inches.
when I go to the record store, I'll look for a
Yeah.
10-inch records and see if there's anything cool in 10-inch records because it's always something offbeat, something
Yeah.
different. Um,
Well,
I just
yeah.
find them
It's like
fun.
it's like Hot Water Music did like they did like a 6 inch. They've done like a
Eight
eight and a
inch, I
half inch
think.
or like a
Yeah,
9 inch or something. They do like 11 inch with that split with Tomorrow, right?
yeah. And
Yeah.
the split with Clairmel was a different
That's the one.
width
Yeah,
too.
it
Yeah,
was like an 8 or 9 inch, but like
yeah,
on like
yeah.
real like 200 gram like heavyweight vinyl.
Not the
Yeah,
one I have.
is yours isn't really thick.
No, it's the was it split with Clairmel is like a brownish marble, like a light brown marble.
Yeah, check the weight on it though. It should be pretty thick. It's like when you take it out, it should feel like a
Oh,
pretty thick
it's not
record.
180 gram though, right?
No,
I
no,
think
yeah,
it's
no, sorry,
what.
because it's eight
Okay,
inches. It can't be.
that's what I was
But
thinking of.
it's really thick and it feels very unlike any other record where it's not as thin.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's got some bulk to it for sure.
I mean, and since we're
Yeah.
talking about hot water music, you have to give
Ah,
props to the artwork. Um, what's the
Scott
guy's name?
Sinclair, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
some of the
See.
best artwork you've ever seen on records everywhere, and
Yeah,
both hot
and
water music and Scott Sinclair for all of that. Like
yeah, I
it's
love
so
that
much
they
fun to
kept him.
have. Yeah, yeah.
They
Some of
like
my
kept
most favorite
him.
posters are hot water music posters like that. You know,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, I think that my favorite was always from the Forever and Counting album with the two guys boxing from
yeah,
from this like side angle.
yeah.
So cool. I love that, man.
Great album.
It's really.
Um, what's your favorite color of vinyl that you have? Like the most favorite piece of vinyl you might like to look at. I don't even know if I have this answer for
Yeah.
that. I have a couple.
Favorite one to like that I just like bust out and I know it's like a super cool combination. Like colorway. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Combination.
Yeah. Trying to like visually scan right now, like in my
I'll
record
talk
collection.
about one. There was a piebald that has a "We are the
Yes.
only we what is it? We are the only
We're
friends."
the only the friends that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, I
On
have
like
that like on a
Big Wheel Records.
seafoam green.
I had the same one you
Um,
did because we bought it together at the Skate and Surf Festival when they were on tour back
oh
in the days.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yep.
And you pull that out, it's just that whole white background and then that
It's cool.
seafoam green color. That's pretty nice.
It's cool. Yeah, so favorite colorway, I'd probably say Switchfoot's Hello Hurricane album. It got pressed on like this baby blue marble, so it's got like the baby blue, like sky blue and white. And for me, it's just it's very visually like it's really like just aesthetically pleasing to me every time I pull it out,
Yeah,
and it just it just always grabs my eyes. Basically, it's just one of
nice.
those albums I've just always liked. Sky Blue, I think.
They got like, do they have record frames where you could put like the record cover in it and then half the vinyl hanging out of it? Like that's what you
Probably
really need. Yeah,
that would be a thing.
yeah. Somebody will make some money off of that now.
Man, people are making money off of vinyl accessories. It's so ridiculous, and the things that we like could have thought of back in the day,
Yeah, but
like
I
a
can't get
vinyl
into them
brush.
because I'm like, I need compactness. Like, you need to have a, room. I don't want anything like aesthetically pleasing. I just want to pack all my vinyl right there. So
Yeah,
like, I know what I have. But
right.
yeah. All right. You got any complete collections? of a band?
Currently, probably Switchfoot. Uh, who else do I? Oh, Flatfoot 56 is definitely a band that I will collect. Like, it doesn't matter what they put out. Like, they can put out an album of them like burping into a microphone, and I'd probably still get it just based on like who they are and what they mean to me. And so
Yeah.
I've got everything. That's like a band that like that they are what my hot water music was.
Okay.
So I just kind of like transferred that over. so
Okay. I got you.
so so Flatfoot 56 is that band that I collect every single variant of every album,
Okay.
like painstakingly. Yeah, them. What about you? What are you a
Well,
completist of?
thanks to you and Beretta. And that started when you bought me the Bitter Tongues on record. You found it from the I forget the
I
label that
did.
put it out overseas.
Yes.
But it
That
wasn't
it
pressed on
was
your
on
record label, right? Hometown Caravan.
hometown caravan records. Yeah.
Yeah. So then right after that, I was like, I just realized that I've been collecting all their vinyl and I have it all. And they got a new one coming out with that DXCP
Hmm.
live record label.
That's
They got
awesome.
one more coming out. Um, so it's not only Ann Beretta, it's Ann Beretta and Foundation. I have all of it.
Yeah, I know
Um,
you do. Yeah,
um, yeah. And then Avail.
I love that.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
all of them by Avail, thanks to you, because you
Hmm.
used to find the obscure early ones.
I
Um,
remember that. Yeah,
I think there's
that's
someone
right.
else. Is there? No.
Yeah,
I want my next goal is
uh,
Kolesk, all of Kolesk's records. That's my
yo,
goal right
that's gonna
now.
be like
I'm only like
you're.
4 or 5 away from being able to grab them all.
Yeah, that. I mean, they like put out a lot of stuff in like the early 2000s, late 90s, right? That was
Yeah,
like their real prolific years, right?
yeah. I just need the later albums, which I
Okay,
just haven't
cool.
really got. But I have all the early stuff. But yeah,
That's awesome, man.
uh,
Let's see. Let's see.
that brings us to a good point.
Yeah,
I
we
got
gotta
a
go
fun little
next.
story. I did.
Sure.
There was a festival we did in Asbury. Um,
Uh huh.
it was like I want to say it was one of the Alive and Well, uh, but Alive and Well Hardcore Fest. But
Uh huh.
they had all the tables upstairs.
Yeah, I remember y'all the merch. It was
Oh
like a
yeah, everybody was packed in, and you
yeah.
walk down,
Uh
and
huh.
then it would just be a dead end, and you're
Yeah,
like shit, and then you got stuck there. So, but that's when I was able to get the Ink Cartridge Funeral CD.
it's such a
Um,
cool band.
love that album. That's
Such a
just
cool band.
it really is. It's just something different in the way that that album hits you.
Yeah,
That just makes it. I can't even really explain it. You just got to listen to it.
yeah.
You know.
It's such an interesting album. Like when I think of Ink Cartridge Funeral, I think of what's the band that came before Ink Cartridge Funeral that shared a lot of the same members? Barrett. There you go.
No, I don't know that name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they came before Ink Cartridge Funeral. Ink Cartridge Funeral formed with a lot of guys from Barrett, with the addition of Stephen Neal and like one of the guys from Bane. Yeah, just cool band too. It's more like metal grind it. It's more like yeah metal. Ink Cartridge Funeral was just cool. Like they were just a cool like a real dynamic, diverse sound, and I really liked that.
Yeah. So when I was down that hallway, these
Yeah.
dudes were like, "Yo, you should check out this 7 inch," and it was like of a band called Judd Judd, and I'm like, "Yeah," and I'm like, all right. They're like,
Yeah.
you'll like it. It'll be all right. And they were just laughing hysterically, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I knew it was something
Yep.
funny, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to play into
Mhm.
this and I'm going to buy it. And I get home. I think Joe and I listened to it. And
Yeah, it was often No Idea Records.
yeah. And the whole record's just like, Judd Judd,
It's just like two dudes like
Yeah, and then
making
the
metal
lyrics are
sounds.
just jud, and they went to
What?
town on the whole release. Um,
What
and
was
if you
Varth thinking? Like
I don't know,
what?
but if you don't know it, you should definitely get it if you're into hardcore
Oh man,
because that thing
yeah,
is
yeah. I remember
awesome.
that. Like the first time I heard Judge Judd, I was like, okay, it's on No Idea. Let's just try it because I was really a big advocate of that label and like finding like minded bands like that. And I found Judge Judd and I played it and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like this is they actually pressed the 7 inch and people bought it.
Yeah.
It's the biggest rock and roll swindle, I think.
Yeah, in hardcore.
Right,
So yeah, basically, man, without hardcore, without records, I wouldn't be who I am today. But
right.
um, it's definitely most enjoyable part of my life. Not really the most enjoyable part of my life. I don't mean to say that because I love my family, but um, just my hobby.
Yeah.
The most enjoyable like hobby I have.
Hmm.
But it pretty much brings us to the end here.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, just having a good time. And unless you got any other little tidbits that you want to mention.
Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I got one. There was
Huh.
years ago. I went to the Kid Dynamite's last show, and in Philly
Okay.
at the First Unitarian Church, and they had the last album, and they said that it was pressed on clear green vinyl.
That's right.
I think I
Yeah.
posted this on my Instagram page, and
Yeah.
I didn't open it for years. And I think like just like a year and a half ago, I opened it, or a couple of years ago, I opened it, and it's on seafoam green, and I had no idea they
That's right.
pressed a seafoam green, record. Um, that would be another White Whale. Actually, the first album on vinyl. That's what I need to get.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
great one, man.
yeah.
If you can find it, yeah, try to find it because I think it came out on like Red Clear and Red Marble as well. The very first pressing off of J Tree.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I think they've since then repressed it on a couple different colors, but yeah, Kid Dynamite.
Yeah. Well, Mark, this has been fun.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, this is so much fun.
yeah. We'll do it again another time, probably. But
Definitely, man. Thanks for having me on your show, man.
yeah, no problem. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day with your family, and
You too,
I'll
man.
talk to you soon.
See you, bro.
All right.
Bye.